Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about why LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Carmelo Anthony are able to keep their numbers consistent throughout their career. Not besides the fact that they're extremely good players, they're all-time greats. Besides all of that, I want to talk about the small forward position. The small forward position is probably the best position to play in basketball at this moment. It used to be the big man back when, everything was about the big man, everything was about the low post. But the small forward position, it just leaves you incredibly versatile, and it leaves you the ability to impact the game on every single level. For example, LeBron James. Let's talk about the small forward position, for example. Small forward position usually likes to hang out around the wing. Sometimes they bring the ball up, like sometimes Melo brings it up, sometimes KD brings it up, sometimes LeBron brings it up. But when you're a small forward, you usually hang around the wing. But the thing is, when you're a small forward, you're not the smallest guy on the court, and you're not the biggest guy on the court. Therefore, you're not the fastest guy on the court. Well, in LeBron's case, he is. But you're not the fastest guy on the court, and you're not the slowest guy on the court. So you're sort of like in between, right? So when you're in between, that leaves you the ability to guard more than one position. And this is why I say point guards are so limited to what they can do on the floor. And this is why I say it's really hard for me to say that a point guard can be the best player in the world. This is why it was hard for me to say Nash was the best player in the world at one point. This is why it's hard for me to say Stephen Curry's the best player in the world, because he isn't, obviously, because LeBron is. And, even during Nash's period, I don't think Nash was either, because Kobe and Shaq, but, and Dirk and Timmy, and KG. But, when you're a small forward, when you're a point guard, you can't guard any other position besides a point guard position. Well, you can guard two guards, even if they're taller than you, but it's really limited. Like, for example, if the Miami Heat, let's talk about 2006 Miami Heat against the Golden State Warriors, right? And Stephen Curry, he doesn't guard, the point guard. So let's just use this as an example. When you have someone that doesn't rely on shooting to score and that can average 30 and drive to the basket, and this is not just about Stephen Curry, so I don't think I'm hating on Curry. But if you have Dwyane Wade and you put Curry on Wade, Curry's going to get destroyed. And the reason is because Curry, he's not a great defender, one. But the athletic ability is different, the weight is different, the strength is different. All of this is different. There are very few point guards that I can say are athletically inclined to be guarding prime Dwyane Wade's, Kobe's. But most of them don't even have the height, like Damian Lillard. He's athletic and he's strong, but he doesn't have the height to guard Kobe. Russell Westbrook has the athleticism, to guard Dwyane Wade, and the height to guard Dwyane Wade. He's only an inch shorter, but he doesn't have the height to guard Kobe. That's what I'm saying. There's a big difference, and you're so limited as a point guard. But when you're a small forward, LeBron, he can guard Rajon Rondo. He can guard Tony Parker. He can guard Steve Nash, Stephen Curry. He can also guard Klay Thompson, James Harden. And then small forwards, he can guard KD. He can guard Carmelo. And then power forwards, he can guard all the power forwards in the world right now. He can guard all your big men. Chris Bosh's. He can guard... I actually think he'd have a problem with Chris Bosh and Chris Bosh type players like Porzingis, Karl Anthony Towns, just because, not really Karl Anthony Towns, but more of like Chris Bosh type players like Anthony Davis, because they're really tall, they're athletic, and they can score off the dribble. So maybe not all big men, but he can guard more positions than any other position can in the league. So that is what makes a small forward so special. Now let's talk about offense. When you're a small forward, your offense is not limited to just driving to the basket or to just posting up or to just shooting, because it's all about spacing. You can't have a big man standing on the perimeter, because then you're going to be playing inside out and you're going to have your point guards down low, and it's going to be weird. Yeah, you can have everyone on top, but there's going to be no spacing on the floor. You're going to get double teamed, you're going to get a turnover. You can't pass it because everyone's on the perimeter. So it's all about spacing. And when you're a big man, pretty much you're going to be pick and roll action. You're going to be down low. You're going to be shooting off, pick, and then you're going to back up a little and shoot. Pick and pop. You're going to be doing all of this stuff. And then when you're a point guard, it's the same thing. You have to rely on shooting ability. Yeah, there's some point guards / two guards, AI, Curry, Westbrook, that can take it to the basket. Damian Lillard's, but Chris Paul's. But at the end of the day, they can't post up. That's what I'm saying. Like, the small forward position is the most valuable position in NBA history, just because you're right in the middle of everything. You can do literally everything on the floor, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. That's why LeBron, Melo, and KD are able to dominate so much in this league right now. And I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.